Alright. Hey everybody, so it's Sparrow. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to some kind of weird comparison video that I don't have a name for yet. Anyway, so you guys remember my dear sweet BeautyBlender. I've had this nigga since December of 2000 and something. Either 14 or 15. I do not want to go back that far in my Instagram history to find out. It is old. It looks fine from a distance, but if I get up close on it, which I'll have a shot of hopefully somewhere right here, you can see that it's got like cracks and bumps and shit, and like there's a chunk actually missing. That happened while I was blending. It just fell off. So I told my friend, I had went to the mall into Ulta with my friend and Shaggy Hubs the other day. And I told her, and she decided to do me a solid and bought me a dual pack of the Real Techniques blending sponges, you know, something that people call a dupe. So first things first, obviously these are $20 no matter what color they're in. They're $20 for one sponge. These come in a 2-pack for 10 something. Alrighty, so obviously it's a cheap dupe, so just squeezing them. I know this one's old, so it's been, you know, used, squeezed, blah, blah, blah. I gotta say though, like, they're very, like, I could say if this was new, it'd be a little bit firmer. It'd be about the same firmness as this, and this is when they're not filled with water. So they're very squishy and everything, which is pretty nice in my opinion. I do like that this has all these ergonomic shapes, like this little small part that should fit in your under eye, this flat part that would cover a bunch of space. I'm not exactly sure how all the sides work, but we're gonna find out. So let me go ahead and wet them. So in comparison, when you wet them, this one actually gets bigger, but I think it's just naturally bigger than the BeautyBlender, so it's kind of cool. They both get big and soft. This gets really, really soft, the Real Techniques, but it also like feels like the water doesn't come out. Like this one sounds, when you squeeze it, sounds kind of dry. This one has like a wet squishing sound, which I don't know how to make the camera hear that, but I also don't want to because that sounds kind of gross. It's like the description of the word moist versus not. So let me quickly color correct, and I didn't bring my color corrector. Let me bring my color corrector in and color correct my face, and then we'll try it with foundation and concealer and powder to get the whole gamut, okay? I have color corrected my face, which is why I am yellow here and orange here. That is for foundation reasons. This is my sample of the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation in Deep Sand. I'm going to use this because I am a little bit more color. I have a little bit too much color for my normal choices. We're going to start by, let's dot it on this side of the face. And I like how thick this foundation is, just to point out really quick. I don't know if how many people actually like this foundation, but I do like it's thick and moussey, but it blends really nicely. So we're gonna compare the BeautyBlender on. We're gonna use the BeautyBlender on this side of my face because I've used it for years and I know how it works. So there you go. So this is the side with the BeautyBlender. I mean, what really is wrong with the BeautyBlender aside from it gets old and it's $20. So now I'm going to do the other side of the face using this Real Techniques sponge. I'm going to use this side of it where it's all smooth and long and wide, since it will fit my fat ass face. Well, my face isn't fat. It's going to fit my face. So I'm just it feels way wetter than my BeautyBlender, and I don't know if that's because I kept squeezing it. I thought I got it all out, but apparently not. I feel like it ate some of the foundation. I don't have this full coverage on this side as I do on this side, because it's the same foundation, but I feel like this side is more sheer and natural looking. So actually, let me try putting a little bit more foundation. I don't know if I put enough foundation on, maybe. That would be disappointing with these sponges. They actually eat a lot more of your foundation than the other one does. It's like, oh, you spend less on the sponge, you spend more on foundation. That would actually suck ass. Because the fuck, depending on the foundation, you're spending about $25 to $30 on foundation. So if you're buying middle of the road pricing. Okay, there you go. So I think the sponge, maybe I didn't put enough foundation on, or the sponge is just very wet feeling. So it gives me a more sheer finish. But you can still build your foundation with it, so it doesn't look crazy. Gonna remember to pat. So I have to do down here. I remembered I blended the corrector down a little lower than normal. All right, so let's zoom in for a second. So this is the side where I use the BeautyBlender. Covered seems normal, but this is what I always use. So this is the side I use the Real Technique sponge on. Foundation feels the same. It feels a little thicker on this side because I put 2 layers. Mouth area where it's color corrected. Do you see darkness, guys? Because that means that that means the product may have moved the corrector. It feels like it's dark right here, but I don't know if that's just the way my face goes in. This is just naturally dark because I have hair and eczema, so. Okay. I still think the craziest thing in the world is that now beauty gurus, like the real big people, they have someone a lot of people are getting people to stand behind the camera and like zoom and do all their shit. And I'm like, I would not do that shit. So now I'm gonna try to do concealer. I'm gonna use, I don't like this concealer. I keep using it, but I really don't like it. This is the LA Girl Cosmetics Pro Conceal HD Concealer. They're like $3. They're cheap, but they just crease all the time. So I'm gonna use this one in Fawn to highlight under my, I'm gonna just conceal the dark spots under my eyes using this one in Fawn. And once again, this would be the side I use the Prodigal Son, the BeautyBlender. And we're actually gonna go ahead and try to bake it really quick. And I'm using the Black Opal Deluxe Finishing Powder in medium. It's my skin tone, so technically it's not a good color to do baking with. But between the fact that 1, I don't get really good results from baking, and 2, And 2, I just don't feel like spending the money on a baking powder yet because I don't get good results from baking. I'm just gonna bake with a color that, just to keep the creasing away. I don't care about the highlight because I can always do something else. So I have on as much powder as I could get on my under eye as possible without blinding myself. Let's go ahead and conceal on this side and bake with the Real Technique sponge. That ain't that good. I mean, I ain't mad at that. Like, it's on. Versus like, it's caked on in like an even looking layer versus like the Beauty Blender where it's kind of feels patchy. So that's kind of cool. So, I don't know, guys. Sorry, this is how I get the powder from the black opal thing. It taps out a little bit more than just taking the thing and tapping it and making a bunch of powder fall everywhere. You just tap it like that and encourage powder to come out. So far, I feel like this one is, how do you say it? It's more, while I bake, it's more practical for some of the areas. Like when you put powder down, you don't really want to point to put the powder down. You need like a flat thing to press the powder into your face, which this does pretty damn well. Like, all right now, you know? It just presses the powder into your face, which is important if I'm using like a powder for baking, especially like your actual baking powder. You know, you're gonna get that smoothness versus like this where it's kind of supposed to get in this area, but then also this area, you're supposed to use the flat end, but the flat end kind of squishes, and I don't know, I feel like it's not complete. It's more for people who know exactly what they're doing and how to fold the sponge and squeeze the sponge and bend the sponge all the different ways. Like you're supposed to, you know, squeeze it this way for blending small areas and hold it here. And then when I hold it like this, like my nails are digging into it, and I have naturally long nails. Like, and I know a lot of beauty gurus, they just hold it like this so that their nails aren't touching it. But girl, we got time to think about how to hold a beauty blender. Alright, I don't actually bake, so I don't know how long you're supposed to do this for, so I'm just gonna knock it out now. I'm gonna put a little bit of the extra powder on here. Tap it off back onto the lid. Not actually doing that. I'm gonna blend the extra powder on. I'm just gonna blend the extra powder out from under onto the face. Alright, there you go. It's all blended out. Under eye is creasing already because eye smile lines stay. So come closer. Alright, so you can see the under eye area. This is the Beauty Blender side. Concealer blended out and everything. I don't know what this is going on right here, but there's like some, I don't know, that's not dryness because I don't have a dry under eye. But I don't know, maybe that was the Beauty Blender breaking out. I don't know, it looks crusty first. On this side, there's a little halo from the sponge. I think I packed a little too much powder in one spot and then pat it in. But this one, like, it looks so smooth. I'm almost not afraid of the idea of baking anymore. Like, I really like how the Real Techniques did the under eye right here. So I really don't, because I never really liked the Beauty Blender. So you can see the Beauty Blender also, you can kind of see a line right here. You can see like a line where the powder just didn't want to blend. See, okay. Better, but it just seemed like it places, the Beauty Blender places the powder like unevenly versus the Real Techniques where it kind of went on real smooth, which I enjoy. You would be surprised in fall I'm still sweating in this bathroom. So I'm gonna leave it up to you guys because I think The Real Technique sponge is more practical for most types of application. I feel like because it sheared down my foundation, it gets like a 2 out of 3. And the Beauty Blender has its own 2 out of 3 because it does still blend out your concealer really well and blend out your foundation really well. It puts powder down like an idiot, but otherwise, you know, it's really good. Versus the Real Techniques, which it blends out your foundation a little too sheer, it blends in your concealer just fine, and then it puts down powder like a beast, you know? So I feel like they both have their positives and negatives. This one still feels like the definition of moist, though. I can still hear that. But you know what? Let me know what you think. Have you tried both? Can you leave that down in the comments and I'll get back to you. Camera's overheating, so let's hurry. Probably if videos are rolling out slow right now, if they are, then it's because I still don't have internet at my house right now. I've got a bunch of shit going on. I will get that shit back together, but hopefully I got some content actually coming up and everything. If you've seen my phone vlogs, then you know my new smartphone's actually just really fun to hold and talk into, so I might do a couple of those. Those are kind of fun. But otherwise, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like me, my anti-hauls, my reviews, my first impressions, you should go ahead and just, you know, subscribe. Shit, let's do the thing. Ask me things that you want to know. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter. I have a Facebook. I don't use the Facebook. Who uses Facebook like that anymore, man? Like, I just don't. That's for like people who want to keep in touch with people they like. I don't like nobody. I keep in touch on Instagram. So Instagram and Twitter, I am at SoIt'sSparrow. Tumblr as well is at SoIt'sSparrow, the blog. Thumbs up if you like this video. And you should probably leave more comments and stuff. I'm checking them on my YouTube app on my phone, so if I don't see your comment, you can't, I don't know if you can leave me, if I see messages on there, but leave me a message too, and I'll try to find it as fast as I can. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye-bye.